From the tippy top, we are here. Welcome
Barely.
to We'll Fix the Post, old ass movie reviews, where we review movies pre 1999 for free 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't, and also you couldn't pay us to watch this movie.
You could pay me to walk out of it. I wrote I would have walked out of this. I wrote it down that I would have walked out of this, and I wanted part ownership of the theater after I fucking walked out. I'm Joe Sonnenblick, and I think he said his name. If he didn't say
Don Vega, that's me.
Yeah.
Ashamed of my terrible memory, Don Vega.
Yeah, you know, bad taste is an incurable disease, Don. No one can cure themselves of it.
Here's the thing. And people could look back at the last episode. This was clearly something that just popped in my head. It wasn't something that I was sitting on. It's true. So,
but
we said, "Oh yeah, we like this actor. So fuck it. How bad could it be? Yes, 90s, but how bad could it possibly have been?"
The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind.
The answer is the worst. The worst possible.
This has cracked my top 15 worst movies of all time. It's very hard to even get there. But after the first 7 seconds of this movie, when he's in the shower, I said, "Oh God, here it comes."
Yeah. So it's what we reviewed was 1997's The Pest, starring and written by John Leguizamo.
And written is a stretch. Written feels like a stretch. It doesn't. I mean, I just feel like he did a line of coke after every scene and was like, "I could be Cleopatra. I could be a weird Asian. I could make fun of blacks. Let me do all that."
In the same scene.
Wow. Whoa. And
he really was heavy on the Asian, though. He was like really heavy on that one.
Boy. And you got to get the Jews in there. Yeah, you got to make sure you get the Jews in there. It's wild. Don's looking at food maybe coming his way.
No.
It's very
no food, not today. Just coffee.
Just coffee. Wow. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna get into this because this has got to be a short review.
This is going to be our shortest episode.
It's got to
be on record. I'm gonna I will cut the feed off at 30-minute mark. I don't care if we're in the middle of a sentence. This is not going past 30 minutes.
Okay, we'll do a little synopsis game.
Look at the clock. This is the countdown.
That was a Freudian slip.
Also.
That was funnier than the whole movie. Here's the synopsis game that you don't like. Yeah.
This is becoming a filthy show.
We're filthy. Fast-talking Latino con artist Pistario Pest Vargas is the target of Scottish mobsters from whom he owns a considerable debt. And he will be transported to a remote island to be hunted by Gustav Schenk, a racist German executive. Can he survive and get $50,000? And here's the second one. A Miami con man agrees to be the human target for a neo-Nazi manhunter in order to collect $50,000 if he survives. And here's the third one. John Leguizamo struts, impersonates celebrities, and acts in his Miami home. He's looking forward to a day of cheating others out of their money at the beach. Which one's IMDb, Don?
Oh, I was supposed to pay attention? Oh.
The cast is John Leguizamo is the Pest. Jeffrey Jones, pedophile, is Gustav. Now you don't know. You told me that you didn't know he was a pedophile.
That guy is a pedophile. That's right. I thought you were talking about Ari Spears.
He's on the border
because he did that. You know, he did that thing.
I know what he did
a couple of years ago with Tiffany Haddish, and
I know what he did. I mean,
he was in the Z-list celebrities anyway, so it didn't affect his life much, but it definitely took a toll on Tiffany Haddish.
Something happened to her too, where she's sort of canceled. I think
she was on the video. She was part of the skit with him, and it was her and Ari Spears doing a skit with some kid. Oh, recently she did. She flew to Israel, and she was just talking crazy. Somebody paid for her to go to Israel, and she said, "I'm gonna go see what it's about." It was like, what? Everybody saying shit's going on over here. I'm gonna go check it out.
Try the falafel.
I'm gonna solve the issues.
Yeah. I don't even want to go to like Little Odessa in Brooklyn. You want to go to fucking Israel. I don't want to go there. Himmel was Eduardo Ballerini. Ninja is Freddie Rodriguez. Chubby is Ari Spears, weird name and stupid character. Mr. Kent, Joe Morton, and you wasted a great... Joe Morton's a very funny person, very funny actor, and you wasted him.
Who was Joe Morton?
He was Xantha's father, the girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. But this is super... Morton. No, this is not super into his career at all.
Yes, it is. He was in the Terminator too, and everything. He was in a bunch of movies before this.
No, but I'm saying this is not like early in his career where it wouldn't justify him to have any lines.
No, money would justify it. And the director...
I mean, I guess he was popular back then. This was his first movie after being so popular on TV, John Leguizamo.
Director is Paul Miller. Hopefully he never directed anything again, and if you're watching Paul Miller, I don't care. Trivia. Opening shower scene was shot over 2 days. Can you imagine listening to that motherfucker for 2 days? Originally received an R rating from the Motion Picture Association of America. A scene where the Pest participates in BDSM was cut out to give the film a PG-13. I mean, I don't know how this is not an R. This movie's not an R-rated movie. The Pest was pulled...
That's insane.
Yeah. The Pest was pulled from most theaters after 6 weeks. I would have pulled it after 6 hours. 6 weeks, they said, nah. 1997, they said, the film, here we go. Or do you want to do 97? What do you want to do?
I'm not reviewing anything. No, I'm not doing it. We're not doing 97.
Yeah, we're protesting our own show.
Yeah.
The film, I wrote the most 90s opening in the history of openings. Possibly the smallest credit card for a title as well. It's like you couldn't even see it. The Pest pulling voices and faces, becoming the devil, alfalfa, these sitcom characters, and I just wrote, "What the fuck is this, bro?" Dancing with his mother. So much cocaine was ingested during the making of this movie. It's clear. Jeffrey Jones, a pedophile. Father Shillelagh is Irish. Fat Loser Boy says, "I'm fat and I never win," which might be the funniest part of this movie. And you know who that was? That was Salami Sam from the film Heavyweights. You remember Heavyweights, right?
I do. I don't remember that kid, though. Yeah. I don't remember the movie show.
He screamed, "Watch out for Salami Sam," and he jumped into the lake. Kids, now he's the fat kids hanging from a hoop. I wrote Ari Spears, weirdo. Promises to never scam again. Awful Miami montage. Here's the first real heavy dose of racism. Africanicus romanticus. That's a pretty wing right there. There's some racism for you. Naming abroad malaria. That's great. Really funny. It's funny. It's funny to do that, you know. Here's your disease, Don. Blind coconut shell game. Deceiving people. Pretending to be an epileptic. What the fuck is this Chinese guy thing he's doing? Pet duck? Now he's eating a duck? Being a racist? I don't like you for making me watch this.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, I'm all for border humor. I'm all for lowbrow, low-hanging fruit humor. When it's done correctly.
This was a schizophrenic episode is what we just watched. It went through 18 different characters in one scene sometimes. I mean, I guess continue. You got 2.5 pages, right? You can just read through it.
Oh, please.
We'll just go into the movie.
Oh, yeah. Now he's in a little go-kart. The Pest comes to meet Shank, and then the main plot is revealed, whatever that is.
The main plot? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to hunt them because he's a racist. The Most Dangerous Game.
Yes, this is a take on the movie The Most Dangerous Game, which is the book 1924 Richard Connell story.
Yeah. It's okay. The book, the story's not even that great. I remember reading that in middle school, and everybody's like, "Oh."
And that story has been redone in numerous amounts of Hunger Games and fucking.
It's probably one of the more redone. Yeah. It's not a trope; it's a story. Probably one of the more redone stories.
I mean, I think it becomes a trope. It becomes a trope for sure.
I guess it can. I specifically
even Predator. Predator, yeah. Like you said, the guy was in the movie Predator. Yeah, Predator is the most dangerous game.
Yeah. Specifically, I remember an episode of Animaniacs where the birds, the Italian birds, were playing the most dangerous game. A hunter was like, took them to an island. That was the funniest thing.
John Leguizamo thought he was in an episode of Animaniacs throughout this whole movie. That's basically what he was doing. Was I'm going to be a cartoon man.
I would have watched.
Hey, jerk off! Get off of that. Scram! My cat over here wrestling with a bag.
See, that was better than the movie we watched. A dick joke. What did these tests prove for the scholarship? I wrote, "I hate you, Don." He just keeps getting hit with balls. So now he's getting a scholarship and dancing like a fucking asshole.
You know what he actually disobeyed throughout this whole movie? It's a
continuity.
Well, sure, that maybe. No, there's continuity, but the rule of 3, he just threw that out the window. Where you do a bit and things you could do. He get hit by a ball, you get hit by a ball, and you get hit by a ball a third time. You don't usually go past 3. And if you do go past 3, you have to go into like
you gotta do something else.
You gotta keep going. Like you gotta go well past 3. And I don't even think he made it to that precipice of. It's just every bit was past 3, the rule of 3. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right, you're doing too much, dude.
Yeah. I wrote. So it's the worst. So it's the worst version possible, the most dangerous game. Got it. I hate you, Don. Yeah. What the fuck is this spinning shot? I would have actually left the theater and asked for my money back and a fucking future ticket and part ownership of the theater. Heil Himmel. Get it? Great. Cock toe, like my 2 favorite body parts. I hate you, Don.
That guy was funny as shit. He everybody that. Here's the thing, right? There is a movie here where John Leguizamo could play his rendition of a Jim Carrey, which is basically who he's trying to be.
They just said be the Mask and Dumb and Dumber all rolled into one.
Right. So there is a version of this movie that could have been still very campy, very 90s, still not great because it would have been annoying for us now, but funny then, that type of comedy. But he just went well past the threshold of tolerance, of repetitive nature, and just
maybe he's not funny. Maybe he's not funny.
Have you ever seen his stand-ups?
Yeah, well, I've seen Ghetto Clown.
Yeah. He knows how to do comedy. He doesn't know how to do film.
Looks like he knows how to do drugs. That's what it looks like.
There's that. I mean, somebody gave him money and he went ham with it. He did. He put everything and the kitchen sink in this fucking movie, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
There's a film in here that there's no editor. There was no editing. Had there been there's no reason for this film to have been as long as it was either.
Well, there was editing because of all these horrible camera post tricks with the shaky shit and the circular shit. What are you doing?
Nobody chopped this shit up. There's no reason why this movie was almost 2 hours. That shit is insane.
It was 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Way too long still. Entirely too long.
Latinus Spicticus. Great.
Pretty funny.
Was it?
I chuckled. You don't see Spic very often. You just don't see it.
Right when I opened my eyes, Don.
That's great.
See? But that was funnier than anything John Leguizamo said.
Made me uncomfortable.
Good. The hunt is on. He's falling all over the place. Weird snake thing where the camera's speeding up and he's playing the snake like an upright bass and then beating the snake up. And then the kid just makes a martini out of nothing. The kid gets thrown into the water and then caught in a net. He says, "I'm a sissy." And I wrote, "I hate you, Don." He's shitting. He's shitting. There's scenes of him shitting. What the fuck is this? A deer is watching him shit. They blow him up while he's shitting. I hate you, Don. He starts twerking, and that's when the kid lets him in. Okay, by the way, is this the first twerking on film? 1997? I don't know, man. I don't. This could be that could be a groundbreaking moment in cinema. Lions and
like now the strongest, not strongest. That's a strong word. Strongest is a strong word.
The least shitty.
The least shitty parts were his interactions with the son. Those were funny, even though obviously it was very heavy on the gay innuendos. Right, we get it. The kid's gay.
Yeah,
but those were funny.
I didn't laugh.
I laughed a little bit. I was like, that was pretty funny because the kid is funny. That kid was funny. The kid playing the German son,
who's Italian, by the way, apparently.
Go figure. And then the actual pedophile guy who had to play the straight man bad guy. He's pretty funny too. He has some good lines where,
but you can hear their accents, like they.
Yeah, it was terrible.
They're going away. They're going away.
Yeah.
Lions are fucking, and there's a whole vomited scene. He vomited in the pest's face. A seagull shits in his eyes. It's supposed to become. What the fuck with the spinning? The worst weird pig Latin screaming explanation. Shank shows up at the pool to hunt the pest. And I wrote, what the fuck? He's visiting her parents. I'll let you take the lead on this part. Because this is one of the most racist shit.
No.
Entire life, bro.
This is just like in Trading Places where it was like, now.
Not funny.
That wasn't funny, though, in Trading Places. So
what, on the train? The part on the train?
The train part. Not funny.
Well, Eddie Murphy was funny.
But Eddie Murphy's funny because Eddie Murphy's funny. But yeah, when what's his face? Dan Aykroyd came on the train he was in blackface, playing the Rasta on the train.
I mean, it wasn't great.
So it took me. I was like, oh no. So, and it's a bias because he definitely. I mean, listen. Every time I saw that he was doing racial jokes and acting like a Chinese person and yada yada. The thing is, I know. At the time, that was definitely very tolerable. It wasn't okay, still not okay, but that was definitely at the time. You talking about watching In Living Color or any of these sketch comedy shows, that was fair game, Mad TV.
I know, I understand
that shit was happening.
I understand that, but
so I don't really put that under a microscope as much. But even still, and even with this next scene that we're talking about, it's in bad taste now,
so bad.
But back then, yeah, sure, it definitely was fair game, especially being that he's a Latino man. He gets like a. I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying like
gets a pass.
He would get a pass. People would be like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of like."
But here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, there's got to be not one unfunny joke in the whole way of doing it.
Yeah, has to kill.
And every joke was unfunny. Every joke.
The response at so John Leguizamo shows up at his girlfriend's house for dinner in a giant dashiki and African jewelry. And he's just saying all types of weird shit and pro-black this, my brother this, my sister that. He's making sexual innuendos to her mom.
When the father said, "Who's Angela Davis?" that was kind of funny.
I think that was the worst part.
Well, that was kind of
funny. That was the worst part. No, that wasn't funny at all.
I don't know. You have to find something.
I think that made it like, oh, you went too far now. Now you're just being a dick.
That was too far?
I think that was too far.
Oh, wow.
Because now not only did you make fun of this black family and you came in there, like, first of all, it just doesn't make sense as to why. Why would you do that?
Because you have nothing, you're untalented and you wrote shit and this is shit and you were high and you thought something was funny. See, when I'm high, I don't think.
My father throughout the whole scene said, he's on drugs. He's on drugs. Yeah. It was like, that's all I was thinking was like, yes, he is literally
he's on drugs. He's on drugs.
On film.
Yes.
There's no way this is his personality in real life.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so he did a bunch of racial African American jokes and African jokes. Yeah. That's I mean, everybody got it evenly. You could say that for the most part, except for the Asians. They got it pretty heavy.
They got it hard.
But I think it's because of his stature and his complexion that he felt like he could use that bit more than 5 times.
I just think it's just shock humor for the sake of shock humor. It just doesn't do anything.
We have 10 minutes.
Great. I'll be done in 3. Now they plan to cut off his head. There's a rumor that somebody slept with a Jew. Imagine that joke. Imagine that. Saying that there's a Jewish part of his family. So he lives, and his girlfriend and her family and his friend, he leaves them behind. Hello, Jews. Now they are dressed as Jews at the temple, and there's a Scotsman dressed as a Jew. Horrible car stereo battle with racist white guys, and the car turns into 1,000 subwoofers, and the white guy's car exploded is the worst possible camera effect I've ever seen is employed. This weirdo shaking camera shit. More weird Asian shit. I hate you, Don. Now terrible karaoke with the Bonanza theme song. The sex pheromones are sprayed, and all the gay guys go after Shank because it's Miami and everyone's gay. Gustav kidnaps the Pest family, tricks Gustav, has the gun to him, poisoned him earlier, and now he has 15 seconds before he dies, and he just dances like a fucking idiot. Because he's a fucking idiot. The poison didn't kill him because he puked. He gets the money, and Gustav gets arrested, and the Pest is dressed like rich Uncle Moneybags, and now some weird Three Stooges shit, and the movie just ends.
A lot of Three Stooges in this film.
And the movie just ends, and the credits roll, and I wrote one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen, like all-time bad. I gave it a 0.1 out of 5, just because it exists. It's a movie.
Yeah. I'll give this a 0.1 or 2. Something around there.
What could be said about this?
Like I said, there's something for this humor. You got to put your mindset in 1997 and what was considered humor.
I tried, but it's not funny then.
It would have been funny then.
It got after 6 weeks in theaters, Don.
Because the whole thing was bad. What I'm saying is the jokes needed edited from the writers' room. There was edited needed, not just like cut a little bit of this, cut a little bit of that in the film. From the writers' room, there needed to be somebody that was like, all right, we need to fucking reel it in a little bit.
Would you rather have cancer or watch this movie again?
I mean, watch the movie again.
It depends on what type of cancer.
Okay.
That's how bad this movie is. I'd take cancer.
Because, like, Ace Ventura, wildly racist.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it in a long time, and I don't even know if that would be anything higher than like a 1.5. I don't know.
If we ever watch that movie again, I'm sure we're going to be like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? But it's Jim Carrey. So he has a knowledge of timing, pacing, and knowing when the bit is over. But he knows when the bit is over. John refused to let the bit be over. John Leguizamo was Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, the Three Stooges, Marshall, what's it?
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin Martian. He did every Looney Tune, Groucho Marx. He did every Looney Tune character possible. I get what he does and what his humor was at the time. He was, I get it. He said, look, I'm probably never going to get another movie again. I'm going to throw everything in this bitch as possible. But, yeah, like you said, he was doing The Mask, which was a person being an actual human cartoon, right? That's literally what The Mask was. So he was doing, when did The Mask come out? Was
97. 97. No, 95. 95.
Right. So he was essentially doing his version of The Mask, essentially.
He was doing his version of Please Give Me a Sitcom.
He already had a sitcom by then.
Not 97. He
sure did. John Leguizamo sitcom.
It wasn't it called the John Leguizamo Show?
Something to that effect, yeah.
John Leguizamo Show.
What's his net worth?
He's rich.
25 million.
I should get half of that for watching this movie. It was really not good.
We got 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'll find it. Don't worry. Look, next.
John Leguizamo Freak.
No,
that was the stand-up special.
That's the stand-up stuff. No, his show was presented Dog to Wong Fu.
It was a sketch show, right?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe wait. Did he ever have a show?
I think he was supposed to when it got canceled.
Oh, good. Good. It deserves to be.
John Leguizamo's TV show.
Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I think he filmed some of it in it because it was like an all Latino cast.
Can you imagine not getting on TV? Like you filmed it, and you just don't get on TV, and you're John Leguizamo. It must have been so like all time bad that they couldn't even put it on TV, and they put the worst shit on TV at that time. Yeah. So look, next week we're not watching Kabuki, man. I got to watch something that I know is good. We're gonna watch a Marx Brothers movie. Okay.
What else did I have to say about this movie? I think that was it. What do you think about John Leguizamo, just the actor?
Good moments, bad moments. I think he's uneven. I think he's an uneven guy in terms of just everything he does. His like Ghetto Clown and Freak were great and groundbreaking at the time. And then it's just sort of like the same shit over and over again when it comes to comedy. He was good in Con Air. He was just in the Menu, which was really good, and he was really good in it.
Yeah, the Menu was good.
Yeah. Uneven.
Wouldn't that be balanced? If you're talking about he's been in good things, he's been in bad things, that's balanced.
I just feel like he's the same in everything. Even in the Menu, you could almost see this coming out.
Well, the thing about him is that he has a distinct voice and accent. He's never tried or accomplished 4 minutes losing his New York accent. It's just not possible for him. Some people just can't, I guess. Or he just didn't pay anybody to figure it out.
He sort of did in Tu Wong Fu.
I don't even know what that is.
Julie Newmar?
The one that they did about Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah. He sort of did.
That was the... no, he didn't. He played a Latin woman, basically. Trans woman or
maybe.
I don't know if they were called a cross-dresser back then or trans woman. Now I don't know what it was considered.
Maybe I haven't seen it in
that was something we should have seen. That was a beautiful movie. I
like Tu Wong Fu a lot. Yeah,
that is a really beautiful movie. That's something that I wish we would have thought about.
June.
Why?
LGBTQ month, Don.
Oh, there you go. Sure. Yeah, I'm with it. I mean, none of them are actually gay in the lead, but there's that. It is still a good show. I think it's a good movie. I saw the play, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I read the play
on Broadway.
I never saw it.
Yeah, the play was really dope. I saw it with my mom. Yeah. I don't think she knew what it was about, but she had a good time anyway. It was a really good play.
I imagine your mom liking that though a lot.
She had a blast.
Yeah.
She had a blast. She thought it was really great. My mom has always been a open-minded person. She's not somebody that's like closed off to anything. So that's not but I still don't think she actually knew because I think we just got free tickets and we just went. And once I saw what was going on, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I saw this movie. I know exactly what's going on in this play here."
2 minutes. All right. So next week we'll watch.
So yes, John Leguizamo has. Oh, what about? He was in that Romeo movie, wasn't he? That was pretty good.
Romeo plus Juliet.
Right.
Might hit the cutoff. Yeah, might hit the. Yeah, it's 96. It was 90s.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, well, it's not a comedy.
No, it's not a comedy. I'm just saying his acting chops, like his filmography. Yeah. Like when he has a good one, he has a good one.
Yeah, but he's like playing Falstaff, I think, in that, if I'm not mistaken. So he does play comedy again. You know?
I thought he was like a crazy person. I haven't seen that.
Maybe he was Iago. No, Iago's Othello.
I felt like he was like the jealous, crazy one that was trying to murder people. I don't remember.
I haven't seen that in such a. Maybe we do a Shakespeare month too.
Shakespeare renditions.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. You know what I was thinking of too. I think we could. I mean, we're not going to cut it off because we're not talking about the movie anymore. Right? So that's fine. I think we fulfilled our duty. Yeah. The movie stopped the review at 29 or 28. So there we go. So that's not part of the episode anymore.
No,
we'll go another 5.
Okay.
But I was thinking, yes, that'll be cool. That'd be a cool month to do that. Shakespeare rendition.
Right? I've never seen one. I would probably pick is Lawrence Fishburne's King Lear. I've never seen that.
Me either.
I would like to see that. I would like to
do a month of what would we do? might. I mean, we might be able to get away with it, but it depends on what we pick. But remakes, movies that were remade. So like it'll be an old movie, and we watch the remade version of it. So from pre-99, it could get a little bit not difficult, but
no. I mean, depends how it shakes out. There are many, but I think we should eliminate holiday movies because we're not in the holidays, and those are generally bad when you're not watching.
I don't like holiday movies anyway. I wouldn't.
Well, because the remake of A Miracle on 34th Street is actually really good, and the remake. Sounds terrible. You've never seen Miracle on 34th Street?
I've also never seen Santa. It's not real, Joe.
I know.
Sorry to break it to you.
All right. I mean,
there is no Santa.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me. I know there's no Santa. I like the tradition of holidays. That's just me. It's just something I like.
Lies. Yeah, we'll figure out some more things. And you know what? Yeah. Everybody, like, share, subscribe. You don't have to like this. I wouldn't like.
No, this is. I'm gonna.
Don't watch this. There's no reason to watch this.
Yeah. Oh no. I would recommend opiates before this movie.
I don't know. I think you might go into a spiral into the abyss.
No, I mean not watching the movie, just taking opiates.
Oh, got it. Sure.
Yeah, don't watch this. Take opiates and drive.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. Marx Brothers. We'll decide on what Marx Brothers.
I mean, you'll decide. I don't know any of them shits off the top of my head.
Okay. So. We'll fix it in post. Joe Sonnenbluth.
Sorry. So sorry. Don Vega.
Jacoby and Joe.
Jacoby and Joe.